it's over. There is a reason why Cessna wants you to keep it on when you're coming in into the traffic pattern to land. Because that's where you're most susceptible with that. Okay, what if it continues? In other words, if you continue still having, issues, then, it may be necessary to continue operating. In other words, what I just said a few minutes ago, basically it was full carb heat to prevent further ice formation. Extremely important. It's something that I've got the statistics. I didn't want to bring them all up necessarily, but it's like, there's so many people that crash because of the engine quitting, and then the NTSB runs the engine, and there's nothing wrong with the engine at all. And they can't figure out, they just figure carb ice. Okay, let me see where we're at. Oh, yeah, we don't need to see that. That's too complicated. Is there any questions? That's John with one of his students.
Carburetor icing, huh?
Yeah,
I had true carburetor ice in that day.
yeah. Bob, you got some things?
How many types of icing can we get in regards to an engine? There's basically two. Carburetor ice, and how about induction icing? We don't think about induction icing. That's the tubes that run up to the valve system. And if you think about induction icing, the moisture is accumulated in that tube, and because of the cold outside air temperature, can form ice and restrict the airflow to each cylinder through the induction system. It is predominant in a lot of airplanes, and we don't think about induction icing also. All we've covered here is a carburetor, but the two are synonymous and they keep together as one unit. So if we got carburetor ice, there's a good chance, depending upon how the engine is developed and designed, we have induction icing too. So when we say leave the carburetor ice on, we're not only looking at the carburetor, but we may have restrictions in the induction system, which is reducing our horsepower to the engine because of restricted airflow. And we're trying to get rid of that ice in there. So as it melts, we're going to throw water in it. Remember, engines don't run real well with water, especially an aircraft engine doesn't run well. We used to pour water in our carburetors as kids to get rid of the carbon, and the engine would almost die. But we don't do that. So it's going to take a while for that water to dissipate. And if you can keep the thing flying within a few minutes, you'll get back to normal power. But we want you to think about not only the carburetor itself, but also the induction system. Some induction systems are set up so that the oil will take and keep that heated. And we also have to remember too, heated air creates more humidity. Because we're breaking up moisture, we're developing more moisture in a volume. And that's why some of the engines have certain characteristics. So if you look at the Piper or the Lycoming engine, its induction system sits within the crankcase, where the oil keeps it pretty warm and doesn't develop ice, but Continental sits on the outside.
Okay. Everybody signed the sheets, the appropriate ones, okay? Is there anybody here from the outside that has not, that's a part of the wings program that came in off the base?
Nobody came through the front gate
Yeah,
when I went up there.
Yeah, I had all these phone calls a couple of weeks ago, and none of them showed up. Okay. The next meeting is 19 December. This week happens to be Thanksgiving week. However, this is not Christmas week, so it's a week prior. So we're going to go ahead and have it on the 19th. Bob will get with you as far as what happens with the Christmas party. I hope it's not too late. Pinnacle Peaks usually has a place for us. Somebody else did suggest some other place, but I got to talk to that individual and find out what he's talking about. Unless there's some other things, anybody, Dr. Foster, James, any of you guys have anything to say? Otherwise,
No, there was a phone call to Mr. Morimoto's office today. Just remember a holiday, the base is on holiday schedule. That means one takeoff and one landing. We don't remain in the traffic pattern. It's a normal day for us. Roger and I will be here on Friday. I'm going to be here only probably till about 1, maybe 2 o'clock at the latest. I've asked for leave since my son and daughter-in-law have coming in for Phoenix for the holidays, and my grandkids, the other half of the grandkids. But we have a normal day for Monday, but it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim. Saturday and Sunday, we're on the holiday schedule. So if you're going to come in and fly, it's a takeoff, depart the area, do your work, come back and make one landing, and then you're all done.
Actually, that will be the holiday schedule from 1500 local tomorrow afternoon
Well,
till 0700 Saturday.
Okay.
We'll just open back up normal. Sorry, give ourselves a break. So
We don't get breaks in the airplane. I was on late last week and I put in 9 hours. I guess we got an airplane back from for ASB. By the way, with the 2 airplanes we have are 15 Foxtrot and 03 November, both have the ADSB out program. The next one I'm trying to look at is going to be 29 as a possibility. Depends upon how the scheduling is going. If the scheduling starts slowing down a little bit, we'll send 29 Foxtrot out to Mojave. Other than that, it'll be 5-7. We'll get 5-7 going, and then the new contract will come back in for the balance of the airplanes. We're going to spread those things out so that maybe by May 31st, we should have all the aircraft covered for the ADSB out program only. And that's what we'll be doing. We're also working on trying to get the aircraft, the T-34s painted. We'll be working on contracts for getting the ailerons reskinned. They will be shipped probably. I'd like to see the contract go to the ARS up in Minnesota. The guy does a great job, and he really matches paint pretty close, although we're not sure how we're going to do the painting. But anyway, before we do the wings painting, we're going to take and change out the ailerons, get rid of the magnesium ailerons, reskin with the aluminum, and then we'll take and get the wings painted on the T-34. And those contracts should be all the way through the end of the summer probably to get those completed. So there's $130,000 that I've asked for. Already Services is crying because I got that, and the new base commander has authorized that to the council, or basically approve the expenditure. It's how much I'm going to get out of Services, and I've already got, let's talk about it. So I've already submitted my request and how this is going to do it. We're spreading this thing out so we get an income and offset some of the losses that we'll have. I want to thank each and every one of the individuals, all the people that are here, plus those that are not. Believe it or not, after 11 and a half years, almost 12 years that I've been here, and Roger's been here, our 12-month rolling net was $20,000 in the plus. We're at 8.58%, and our profit margin is supposed to be anywhere from 3 to 7. So up to you. We've kept the Aero Club going, and I appreciate all the flying that everybody's done. I just wish everybody a good Thanksgiving. Be safe, and I'm all done.
Yeah. I need to see you. Okay, you can go.